Life is brutally short. The average person gets just 72 years, around 3,700 weeks. If you're 30, you've already spent 1,500 of them. One day you'll wake up at 80, staring at all the years you wasted scrolling, binge-watching, and putting off the things you actually wanted to do, and the regret will hit like a truck. That's exactly why this book exists. The Art of Laziness isn't about giving in to laziness. It's the counterintuitive playbook that finally shows you how to stop procrastinating for good, rewire your mindset, and get more done with less effort. It's the wake-up call that says, stop waiting for the perfect time, take 100% responsibility right now, and start living the life you'll actually be proud of when you're old. In this audiobook, you'll get the absolute best mindset shifts and dead simple techniques so you can apply them today. If you're tired of feeling stuck and ready to stop wasting the one life you've got, keep listening, because the best time to change everything is right now. Chapter 1: 100% Responsibility. The price of greatness is responsibility, as Winston Churchill declared. Blaming others for every problem delivers nothing but a false sense of relief. Friends, family, jobs, or circumstances can all be accused, yet none of those accusations solve anything. Even when a situation cannot be changed, the best possible action still exists and must be taken. Only action moves anyone toward goals. No external force can achieve them. Nobody cares whether a person stays lazy, procrastinates, or skips exercise. The responsibility belongs entirely to the individual to find time and act. The mind naturally drifts toward the easiest path. Changing this requires choosing what serves the future instead of immediate comfort. Blaming others simply avoids confronting problems. Every choice or refusal to choose shapes the years ahead. The past offers only two gifts: lessons and regrets. Mistakes deserve to be learned from, then left behind. Repeating the same error reveals a deeper flaw. Neither loving nor hating mistakes helps. The only useful response is to learn and move forward at full speed. Harsh truths cut through excuses. Laziness is one's own fault. Unhappiness is one's own fault. Procrastination is one's own fault. Escaping responsibility gains nothing. Complaining floods the mind with worry and negativity, destroying mental peace. Action can begin today or be delayed until tomorrow. The decision rests with each person. Mistakes occur naturally whenever effort is made. Responsibility for them must be accepted without lingering. Speed matters more than perfection. Fear of errors keeps people frozen. The only way forward is to step into the unknown. A powerful rule increases productivity instantly. Stick to one's own business. Anything that does not affect the individual deserves no attention. Most opinions heard from others prove useless. Focus belongs only on personal concerns. No one is coming to save anyone. Dependence on others leads to endless waiting. The power to choose meaningful effort over laziness sits entirely within reach. The story of the farmer and the sparrow makes this clear. A mother sparrow reassures her frightened chicks each time the farmer announces help from sons or laborers. Nothing happens. Only when the farmer decides to cut the crops himself does the work finally get done. Dependence delays results. Personal action delivers them. Three types of people appear everywhere. The majority never start and remain stuck in laziness, waiting for something external to change. The second group begins but quits at the first difficulty, later drowning in regret. The third group persists through every obstacle and hardship, becoming the rare 1% who succeed. Persistence turns the difference. Life is no sprint. It is a long marathon. Rewards belong only to those who cross the finish line. Control only what can be controlled. Energy spent on uncontrollable events creates unnecessary misery. The mind and the level of effort remain fully within reach. Worrying about other people's thoughts wastes life itself. Chapter 2: Comfort Zone is your enemy. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. One of the biggest reasons people stay lazy and always push everything to tomorrow is that life feels too comfortable, exactly as it is. The familiar path demands nothing new, yet it blocks all real growth. Growth only arrives when someone steps out and does the hard things that feel uncomfortable. It is easy to spend entire days watching movies, reading news, or scrolling social media. Those activities deliver no lasting value, and the body senses the waste. Time runs out faster than anyone admits. Soon, the energy required to chase what matters simply disappears. No one who finally leaves the comfort zone ever wishes they had stayed inside it. The deepest peace comes from waking each day with fresh drive to build the life desired. Keep everything simple. When something new begins, avoid piling on too many tasks or overthinking every possible failure. Most feared problems never appear. The only requirement is to start immediately with urgency, not for instant results, but for the act of doing the work itself. The first plan almost never survives contact with reality. Adjustments must come fast. Speed decides everything because time is shorter than it feels. Most decisions improve with roughly 70% of the needed information. Waiting for 90% simply slows progress. Thinking the same way as everyone else guarantees the same results. Different outcomes require different thoughts and actions. Clear goals must be set, small enough to feel achievable yet measurable with a deadline. A goal without numbers or time is merely a wish. Writing every goal on paper and reading the list regularly creates natural motivation and quiet guilt on days when nothing moves forward. Complicated tools and endless apps waste more energy than they save. A pen and paper remain enough. Overcomplication hides laziness. The unfinished task lingers in the background, robbing peace even during rest. Long-term thinking separates those who succeed from those who drift. Short pleasures can be enjoyed, but only after weighing their cost to the future. Delaying instant gratification, accepting temporary stress, and making small sacrifices now protect the years ahead. Risk must be embraced. Staying safe feels easier, yet creates the largest regret of all. The greatest danger in a fast-changing world is refusing to take any risk. Events carry no fixed label of good or bad. A farmer loses his horse, and villagers call it terrible. The horse returns with 10 more and they call it wonderful. The son breaks his leg and they call it tragic. War spares the son and they call it lucky. Each time the farmer answers only maybe. Life unfolds beyond simple labels. Self-discipline is the choice to accept the pain of doing what serves the future instead of the pain of later regret. Going to the gym hurts more than the couch. Starting a business demands more than procrastination. Reading requires more focus than movies, and rising early beats the warm bed. Every improvement feels difficult at first. The question to ask before any action is whether regret will follow if it is skipped. If the answer is yes, the task must be done regardless of difficulty. Discipline simply means completing whatever needs to be finished, whether that demands harder work or smarter work. Procrastination survives only on excuses, especially the lie of waiting for the perfect moment. No perfect moment arrives. Delay gratification without sacrificing all present joy, and act now while time still exists. Chapter 3. Work on the right things. Even Michelangelo would have struggled to rise each morning if his day held nothing but spreadsheets. Leonardo da Vinci could scarcely be pictured trapped in a corporate office or government bureaucracy. The question that changes everything is simple. Are the right things being worked on? No amount of effort redeems tasks that should never have been started. Laziness persists as long as the work feels meaningless. The body itself sends clear signals when the daily grind lacks purpose. Those signals must be heeded. Something meaningful must replace the empty routine. No job outweighs life itself. What is loved must be pursued, yet the difficult parts cannot be fled. Many settle into roles chosen by others' opinions and carry lifelong regret for abandoning their true calling. Work fills most waking hours. When others select it, the burden grows heavy. journey. When the individual chooses work that stirs passion, happiness arrives naturally. The path to fulfillment runs straight through the work itself. Love for the task erases laziness entirely. The very idea of procrastination fades away. If the current work brings no joy, the search for an exit must begin immediately. No one finds peace in a role that feels like a cage. The inner voice already knows the direction. Listen to it. Following passion never grants permission to avoid the hard parts. Giving less than full effort or turning lazy once the initial excitement cools betrays the very thing loved. Even the greatest passions contain difficult stretches. Vincent van Gogh threw himself into painting at 27 with ferocious intensity. He worked at lightning speed, yet sold almost nothing in his lifetime. Supported only by his brother Theo, his mind broke under the strain. On July 27, 1890, while painting in a wheat field, he shot himself in the chest and died 2 days later. Priorities must be chosen with ruthless clarity. Energy is finite. Spreading it across too many tasks leads to exhaustion and zero results. The fewer the targets, the greater the power behind each one. The mind must be trained to attract rather than chase. Improvement of self draws everything else into place. Running after outcomes merely scatters focus. Above all, the belief that one is not good enough must be starved. Confidence that the task can be done replaces self-doubt. The largest barrier to action is the quiet voice claiming inadequacy. That voice is wrong. The individual is already great. Starting now ensures that in the end everything will be all right. Chapter 4. Don't be a perfectionist. Perfectionism is a disease. Procrastination is a disease. Action is the cure. Perfection itself is not harmful, yet it carries no value in every area of life. Beautiful creations exist only because someone once obsessed over the smallest details, and without that drive, the world would contain nothing but low-quality results. Still, the world remains beautiful precisely because it holds both perfection and imperfection together. Leonardo da Vinci spent years perfecting a single painting and created hundreds of designs before beginning the Cathedral of Milan. He devoted more than 10 years to the Mona Lisa. Steve Jobs demanded that the internal circuit board wires of the first Macintosh remain perfectly straight and elegant, even though no owner would ever see them. Such attention belongs where true creation occurs. When painting or building something meant to last, perfection serves its purpose. When mowing grass that will regrow in weeks, however, the same obsession wastes an entire day on blades no one will notice. The switch of perfectionism must be turned on and off according to the task. It cannot remain set as a permanent default. Perfection must never become the disguise that hides simple laziness. A clear rule separates wise choices from stalled ones. If a decision can be reversed, make it as soon as possible. If it is irreversible, make it as late as possible. Done is better than perfect. Not every task allows flawless completion. A project that could finish in minutes cannot justify days of delay. Lazy minds, once they finally begin, drown in tiny details and become so overwhelmed that the work never starts at all. Action cuts through that trap. Completion matters more than flawless execution. Chapter 5. Don't be mediocre. Mediocrity doesn't just happen. It is chosen over time through small choices day by day. The option to become great or to settle into mediocrity always exists. Greatness demands giving the very best effort every single day, accepting failures, and pushing through endless struggle. Mediocrity requires no effort at all. It settles the moment conditions feel slightly comfortable or the next step starts to look difficult. 99% of people accept far less than they truly want. They remain in jobs they hate, then wonder why motivation is missing, why happiness feels distant, and why mornings bring no energy. No one wakes up excited to do work that feels like a burden. Work occupies the largest part of life, and true satisfaction arrives only through great work that is loved. If that work has not yet been found, the search must continue without settling. The heart always recognizes the right path when it appears. Nobody truly wants to live as a mediocre person. The question itself reveals the answer every time. The main reason mediocrity spreads is that everyone around is also mediocre. Any spark of ambition is quickly met with voices eager to crush it. Those voices fear that someone else shining will highlight their own wasted potential. Childhood arrives full of dreams and big aspirations, yet somewhere along the way, most people fall in love with average and simply drift. Time keeps passing while energy drains away and life turns into mere survival instead of living. Thinking big changes everything. Even failure after reaching higher is far better than the heavy regret of never trying. Picture an 80-year-old looking back, wishing for the travels never taken, the dreams never chased, and the life never lived on one's own terms. Time still remains. For now, one day it will not. Death will stand at the door with no more chances left. The only way to break free from laziness forever is to live doing exactly what matters most. Purpose then fills the days so completely that productivity tricks become unnecessary. When work no longer fits, it must be changed. When friends drain energy, they must be replaced. When thinking feels small, it must be expanded. When life itself feels wrong, it must be rebuilt. A life of greatness is harder than a life of mediocrity, yet the path is worth every step. Chapter 6. The Myth of Multitasking. The man who chases two rabbits catches neither, as Confucius warned. On December 11, 1998, NASA launched the Mars Climate Orbiter at a cost of $125 million. To study the climate of Mars. On September 23, 1999, the spacecraft reached Mars, entered orbit, and then vanished forever. A single careless error had destroyed it. Engineers had failed to convert English units to metric. The probe flew too close to the planet and burned up. That one small lapse in attention cost everything. Multitasking promises efficiency, but delivers the opposite. The mind cannot give full attention to several important tasks at once. Switching between them reduces speed, drains energy faster, and multiplies tiny mistakes that grow into disasters. Stress climbs with every change, and fatigue sets in quickly. The devil truly hides in the details. Complete focus on whatever is in front of the person right now protects both quality and peace. The most powerful way to raise productivity is to finish one task with total concentration before moving to the next. Important work demands unbroken attention. Attempting everything at once while jumping every few minutes creates the illusion of progress while actually wasting time. Nothing must be allowed to break that focus. Distractions must be removed entirely. All non-essential notifications on the phone need to be silenced. When deep work stretches long, a short nap of less than an hour restores mental energy without harming night sleep. Naps after 3 in the afternoon often create more problems than they solve. Uninterrupted stretches allow the mind to reach a flow state where output peaks. Constant interruptions from others or devices destroy that state and cut productivity sharply. When several things must be handled, the single most important one comes first. Many activities in life can simply stop without any real loss. The greatest distraction is choosing the unimportant over the vital. Eliminating those empty tasks frees the energy that truly moves goals forward. Chapter 7. Daily Routine. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of success is found in the daily routine, as John C. Maxwell observed. Developing a steady daily routine stands essential. Without one, consistency collapses. Motivation rises on some days and vanishes on others, opening the door to procrastination. A clear routine keeps focus sharp and important tasks completed. Without structure, the easy path always wins over the meaningful one. What happens every single day shapes the future. A person becomes the sum of all past actions. To become someone new, the daily actions must change first. Routine quiets the constant mental debate about what comes next. The routine itself can be refined until it fits perfectly. Looking back at yesterday and spotting one small improvement begins that process right now. Leo Tolstoy built his his life around such discipline. At 18, he began a journal tracking every hour spent writing or studying, then graded his own performance. Each day he rose at 5, walked for an hour, wrote without fail, took a 2-hour afternoon nap, worked in total isolation, and went to bed no later than 10. The hour of waking deserves honest thought. Advice ranges from 4 in the morning to 9, yet only the individual knows the time that brings peak energy and progress. Excuses about comfort must be set aside. The choice belongs to the future self, not the present desire for ease. The right decision, not the easy one, moves life forward. Sit alone for 5 or 10 minutes each day. All of humanity's problems stem from the inability to sit quietly in a room alone, Blaise Pascal noted. In that quiet space, review what improves life and what quietly destroys it. Clarity arrives fast and lasts. Distractions act like the Trojan horse. They slip inside, destroy focus, and end productivity. Even 2 minutes of interruption costs 10 more because the mind needs time to return to deep work. Every hidden distraction must be spotted and removed. Delete the apps that steal time. Most phones hold a few that addict and drain hours without notice. Video games top the list. They promise relaxation yet consume mental energy and leave deeper fatigue. Open the phone now. Scan every game and distracting feed, and remove them all. If needed later, they can return. This single step alone reclaims at least 30 minutes every day. Chapter 8. Learn to say no. Half of the troubles of this life can be traced to saying yes too quickly and not saying no soon enough. Control over life and time begins the moment the skill of saying no is mastered. Many accept requests only to avoid disappointing others, yet energy and time stay strictly limited. Every opportunity, invitation, and task taken on soon turns into a burden. Pleasing everyone quietly erases the self in the process. Say no when the answer must be no. Say yes only when the answer must be yes. This clear boundary alone restores command of every hour. Politeness keeps the refusal gentle. Rudeness is never required. Rejecting everything is just as damaging. The secret lies in knowing precisely when each response serves the greater purpose. Time carries real value. Agreeing to every demand from others drags focus away from core goals and fills the schedule with side tasks that quietly drain productivity. Listening constantly to outside voices leaves no room to hear the inner direction. Opportunities that spark no interest must be declined without hesitation. Trying to do everything spreads effort so thin that nothing of worth ever gets finished. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Saying yes to every request often reveals either unclear goals or no goals at all. Without a chosen direction, other people push and pull according to their own plans. Seneca captured the truth perfectly. If you don't know what port you sail to, no wind is favorable. Chapter 9. Don't work 24/7. 20 years from now, the only people who will remember you worked late are your kids. Sahil Bloom. The entire purpose of raising productivity is to finish the work faster, not to pile on more hours. The reward is extra time for friends, family, and life itself. Grinding 12 hours a day while everything else disappears destroys both creativity and output. Occasional long stretches may be unavoidable, but making them the daily norm is never worth the price. Real productivity is measured by results delivered, never by hours logged at a desk. Some people stay late only to feed their ego and look busy. When massive effort still fails to move the needle, the cause is almost always avoidance. Important tasks feel hard, so easy. Unimportant ones fill the schedule instead. That substitution is procrastination wearing a suit. The essential work produces most of the results anyone truly wants and must never be postponed. Life is very short. Spending it chained to endless work, only to reach old age full of regret, is the saddest possible ending. Travel, joy, and real connections cannot be saved for 80. Less is more. When long hours still miss the mark, 2 reasons usually explain it. Either the effort is not as intense as believed, or the wrong tasks dominate the day. Minor activities crowd out the challenging, high-value ones. Every action carries some value, yet only a handful move life forward. Time must be protected for what matters most. The ladder must lean against the right wall. 12 hours of climbing means nothing if the direction is wrong. Every step on the wrong ladder only reaches the wrong destination faster. Dreams must belong to the individual, not to anyone else. Productivity replaces busyness. No reward exists for staying busy without results. The focus stays locked on actions that advance the chosen goals and never on distractions that pull away. Chapter 10. Don't wait. Wisdom is knowing what to do next. Skill is knowing how to do it, and virtue is doing it. David Starr Jordan. The main reason so many people stay lazy is that they keep waiting for the right time to begin. The right time never arrives. No moment is inherently good or bad. Progress can start today, or excuses can continue while the mind consoles itself that the perfect window will eventually appear. The idea that success will simply arrive without effort must be discarded. It never does. Goals are reached only through consistent work. No truly successful person has ever sat idle, waiting for the ideal moment. Some tasks cannot be rushed, no matter how much force is applied. Yet that fact never justifies endless delay. Laziness must never be mistaken for patience. The two are entirely different. Daily effort must be given without fail, while patience is reserved strictly for the results. A farmer once planted a bamboo seed and watered it every single day. For an entire year, nothing appeared. The second, third, and fourth years brought the same silence. His faith began to fade. Just as he was ready to quit in the fifth year, the bamboo finally sprouted and shot up 60 feet in the next 6 weeks. The story shows both the necessity of daily work and the power of patience. Life follows the same pattern. No overnight success exists. The farmer did not sit back. He planted, tended, and waited. Results demanded both action and time. Stay impatient with action and patient with results. A Zen student asked his teacher how long it would take to master Zen. 10 years, the teacher replied. The student insisted he would work harder, 10 or more hours every day, and demanded a faster timeline. The teacher answered, 20 years? Control exists only over effort, never over outcomes. Everyone wants rapid rewards after hard work, yet reality rarely delivers them immediately. Years of steady action may pass before visible success appears. Everything automatic is an illusion. The work must come first. No perfect time exists to begin anything new. Today is the only moment available. The perfect time is now. Waiting wastes the one life given. Consistency is the only path to greatness. A painter improves by painting every day. A writer improves by writing every day. A speaker improves by speaking every day. Most people never start at all. Others begin but quit the moment difficulty appears. Only a small few show up daily, no matter how hard the path becomes. Everything feels difficult at first, as Miyamoto Musashi observed. The hardest part is simply beginning. 95% of people remain stuck there, forever waiting and inventing excuses. Breaking a bad habit hurts most in the opening days. After a few weeks, the path grows easier on its own. Honor every promise made to yourself. Procrastination destroys credibility with others and with the inner self. When a commitment is spoken, such as going to the gym tomorrow, it must be kept regardless of obstacles. Do what is said. Stop waiting. The work will not complete itself. Conclusion. Life is short. Hours slip away, days vanish, months disappear, and years fade before anyone notices. The average person receives only 72 years, roughly 3,700 weeks. Whoever is 30 has already spent 1,500 of them. One day, an 80-year-old will look back and feel the weight of every wasted hour spent scrolling, binge-watching, or postponing dreams. That regret arrives heavy and permanent. This book exists to prevent that moment. Every mindset shift and every technique presented here serves one purpose: to end laziness forever and replace it with action that actually matters. Responsibility belongs to no one else. The comfort zone must be left behind. The right work must be chosen. Perfectionism must be switched off when it blocks progress. Mediocrity must be rejected. Multitasking must be abandoned. A daily routine must be built. The word no must be spoken without guilt. Work must never become 24-hour slavery. Waiting must stop today. Apply even a few of these ideas and the change begins immediately. The mind quiets, energy returns, days fill with purpose instead of excuses. The person who once delayed everything becomes the one who starts now and finishes strong. No perfect time exists. The perfect time is this moment. Time is running out. Stop being lazy. Start living now. The life that will be remembered at 80 is the one built today.